All right, let's just jump right in. We've all seen them. Those squiggly lines on an ECG that can look, let's be honest, pretty intimidating, especially when you hear a term like bundle branch block. But what if I told you that by the end of this, you'll be able to spot them like that? Let's decode these squiggles together. And hey, a huge shout out to Whole Life Healthcare for making this explainer possible. They're all about helping us bring clarity to some of these trickier clinical topics, and we really appreciate their support. If you've ever felt like this, trust me, you are so not alone. This is a real post from a med student on Reddit, and it just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It captures that feeling of confusion so many of us have had. But today, we're going to swap out that confusion for a couple of ridiculously simple tools. But before we get to the cool tricks, we got to understand the basics. The best way to think about the heart's electrical system is like it's a super efficient highway. You have to know the normal flow of traffic before you can spot the traffic jams, right? So check this out. This is our highway map. The signal starts up top, zips down this main road called the bundle of His, and then it splits into two lanes. The right bundle branch heading to the right ventricle, and the left bundle branch heading to the left ventricle. And normally this all happens in perfect sync. So, a bundle branch block. It's literally just a roadblock on one of those lanes. If one side is blocked, the electricity has to take this slow, scenic detour, kind of going from cell to get to the other side. This means one ventricle fires right on time, and the other one, well, it's late to the party. And how does that delay actually show up on an ECG? Well, it creates a wide QRS complex. Here's the key takeaway. If you see a QRS complex, that's the big spike, and it's wider than 0.12 seconds, your brain should immediately start screaming bundle branch block. Okay, so you found a wide QRS. Now for the fun part. How do you know if that roadblock is on the left side or the right side? Let's bring out our first secret weapon. This is a brilliantly simple trick I learned from some medics, and it's called the turn signal method. That's it. That's the whole first step. Forget about the other 11 leads for just a second. We're going to put on our blinders and focus on just one lead, V1. This is our magic window for this diagnosis. Okay, picture this. You're in your car. To make a left turn, what do? You push the turn signal down, right? Well, it is the exact same idea here. If the very last part of the QRS complex in V1 is pointing down, a negative deflection, that's a left turn. You've got a left bundle branch block. And you already know where this is going. To make a right turn, you flick that signal up. So if the final part of that QRS in V1 is pointing up, a positive deflection, you're making a right turn. You've just found a right bundle branch block. And I'm just going to borrow the words from the person who shared this amazing trick. Boom, done. I mean, how simple is that? It's a fantastic little hack that gets you like 95% of the way to the right answer almost instantly. Now, the turn signal is great, but we want to be thorough, right? We want to confirm our diagnosis, and for that, we have our second secret weapon, a mnemonic that's so clever you'll never forget it. It's time to meet our two new best friends, William and Morrow. This is all about recognizing simple shapes in leads V1 and V6. For a left block, think William. See those two L's? They stand for left. And you'll see a W shape in V1 and an M shape in V6. For a right block, think Morrow. The two R's are for right, and the pattern just flips, an M shape in V1 and a W shape in V6. And this table just lays it all out, plain and simple. It's your visual cheat sheet. William is for LBBB, Morrow is for RBBB. It is the perfect way to double-check what your turn signal just told you. All right, enough theory. Theory is great, but let's see how this works in the wild. It's time to put our two secret weapons to the test on some real-world ECGs. Let's start with our first case. So here it is, our first 12 lead. First thing you notice, right? The QRS is definitely wide. So those alarm bells for a bundle branch block should be ringing loud and clear. Now let's just apply our checklist. Okay, step 1, let's look at V1. Is that final deflection pointing up or down? It's clearly going down. That's a left turn signal. Now for the confirmation. Does V1 look kind of like a W? And does V6 look kind of like an M? Yes, they absolutely do. William confirms it. Our diagnosis is a left bundle branch block. See how easy that was? Let's try another one. Here's our second case. And again, a quick glance tells us the QRS is wide. So let's run through the checklist and see what our tools tell us this time. First, the turn signal method. Look at V1, The final deflection is pointing up. That's a right turn. Now for our Morrow confirmation. Does V1 look like a classic M shape? Some people call them bunny ears. Yep. And if we look over at V6, we see that wide, slurred S wave, which gives it that W shape. Everything lines up perfectly. This is a right bundle branch block. And just like that, you've done it. What looked like a confusing mess of squiggles just a few minutes ago can now be decoded with a simple two-step process. You have literally just gained a new clinical superpower. So let's just boil it all down one last time. Step 1. Spot the wide QRS, anything over 0.12 seconds. Step 2. Zoom in on lead V1. Step 3. Use your turn signal, down for left, up for right. And finally, Step 4. Confirm it with our friends William Morrow in V1 and V6. That's your entire workflow. And this all leaves us with one final big question. I mean, identifying the block is a critical first step, but it's really just the beginning of the story, right? So now that you can spot that roadblock, what does it actually mean for the patient? And what's the next clinical step you need to take? I really hope this explainer has brought some clarity to your ECG journey. If it did, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button for more content just like this. And you can find all of our episodes by searching for The Explainer on Spotify. Thanks for joining me.